In a surprising turn of events, the San Francisco 49ers have added rookie linebacker Larry Worth 3 to their roster, a strategic move that has fans buzzing with curiosity about what this means for the team's defensive depth. Worth, who impressed during the team's rookie minicamp, represents not just a fresh face, but a potential game-changer in a unit that is vital to the 49ers' success this season. Meanwhile, the team made the tough decision to cut linebacker Milo Eifler, a player who has had a tumultuous journey through the NFL. Fans, where are you watching from? Let's hear your thoughts on this move in the comments. Bringing Worth on board speaks volumes about the 49ers' commitment to building a robust defense. This is a team that prides itself on its defensive prowess, and adding a young talent like Worth could bolster that reputation even further. The linebacker position has always been crucial for the 49ers, especially given the physical style of play that defines the NFC West. Worth's potential could be the shot in the arm that this team needs, especially with the challenges that lie ahead in the coming season. Now, let's take a moment to reflect on the departure of Eifler. It's important to acknowledge his journey. Undrafted out of Illinois in 2021, Eifler has had to fight for every opportunity he got. He initially signed with the Jets, but was cut shortly after the preseason. Following a brief stint with the Dolphins, he found a home with the Commanders, returning to Washington twice before signing with the Falcons and later the Cardinals. However, despite his resilience, Eifler's time in San Francisco came to an end after just a futures deal this offseason, and his career stats reflect a lack of impact. Just 4 tackles across 17 games. The reality is that Eifler's release highlights the competitive nature of the NFL and how quickly a player can find themselves on the outside looking in, especially in a place as competitive as the 49ers linebacker core. The 49ers have made it clear that they're not settling for mediocrity. The decision to pivot away from Eifler and invest in a rookie like Worth signals a clear strategy. They're looking for players who can contribute immediately and elevate the team's performance. This isn't just about filling spots. It's about making calculated moves that position the team for success. While Eifler had moments of potential, the coaching staff clearly felt that Worth had the upside necessary to make a significant impact on the field. As we analyze this situation, it's essential to consider the fan perspective. Many supporters may feel a mix of emotions: sympathy for a player like Eifler, who has battled through adversity, but also excitement for the potential that Worth brings. The 49ers fan base is passionate, and they understand that sometimes tough decisions must be made for the greater good of the team. The question now is whether Worth can transition from rookie to reliable contributor in a unit that is expected to perform at a high level. As we move forward, all eyes will be on Worth during training camp and the preseason. Can he seize the opportunity that has been presented to him? Will he show the same flashes of brilliance that he did in minicamp? The answers to these questions will determine not only his future, but also the trajectory of the 49ers defense as they gear up for a season filled with high expectations. The team's commitment to building a roster filled with talent and promise is commendable, but it also raises the stakes for every player involved. The pressure is on, and the 49ers must continue to adapt and evolve to stay ahead in a league that is constantly changing. Now, let's delve into another critical piece of news that could impact the San Francisco 49ers as they continue to shape their roster for the upcoming season.
As we dive deeper into the aftermath of the NFL draft, the anticipation surrounding the San Francisco 49ers rookie class is palpable. However, it's crucial to temper that enthusiasm with a dose of realism. These new faces come with their own sets of challenges. The potential for struggle is as real as the excitement that surrounds each pick. So, let's break down what could hold these rookies back as they step onto the field. First up is the intriguing prospect of Stribling. He showed flashes of brilliance during his time at Ole Miss, but inconsistency loomed large in his performance. If that erratic route running follows him into the NFL, he may find it tough to outpace established players like Christian Kirk for slot position. While he might occasionally dazzle as a fourth receiver, can we realistically expect him to notch up 500 yards? That's a tall order, and 49ers fans should prepare for the possibility that he may not be the instant impact player everyone hopes for. Then there's height. He enters the league with a reputation for speed, but at his size, he faces serious questions about his ability to hold up against the run. If that speed doesn't translate effectively to the NFL level, he risks becoming a target for defenses who will look to stifle him. The harsh truth is that height could turn into a liability, struggling to find his footing and potentially spending more time on the sidelines than on the field. This raises concerns about depth and versatility for the 49ers, especially as they navigate a grueling season. Now, let's talk about Black. He appears to have a safer floor than some of his peers, but the complexities of Kyle Shanahan's system can often confound even the most talented backs. There's a fear he might be pigeonholed as a mere replacement for Brian Robinson, a complementary piece to the star Christian McCaffrey. The question is, will the coaching staff ever see him as someone who can handle a three-down workload after McCaffrey? That's a critical consideration for a team that prides itself on versatility. Halton is another rookie who may be facing an uphill battle. His size could limit his effectiveness, especially as the team appears to be transitioning to more odd-man fronts. He might excel in a penetrating role, but without the necessary base or leverage to withstand the rigors of a base end position, he could find himself relegated to a rotational spot, if he even secures that. The 49ers need players who can step in and contribute, and Halton's situation raises valid concerns about his readiness. Next, we have Willis, a tackle making the switch to guard, with some even suggesting he might be the best candidate for center. However, there's a very real possibility that he could be a master of none, struggling to solidify his role in any position. As the 49ers seek stability on the offensive line, will Willis be able to adapt and meet the expectations placed upon him? The uncertainty surrounding his fit could be a pivotal factor in the team's offensive success. Prysock stands out physically, boasting the traits that typically draw attention. However, his success hinges entirely on the mental aspect of the game. If he can't put everything together, we might be looking at a player who takes a couple of years to even see the field. For a fan base eager for immediate contributions, that's a tough pill to swallow. Lastly, we have Duggar, who comes in raw to the position. While the potential for him to develop exists, the reality is that at his draft slot, expectations should be tempered. He might carve out a niche as a special teams asset, but that will require time and learning. It's important to remember that players of his size and speed rarely slip through the cracks in the draft for no reason. 49ers fans may witness that reality unfold during the preseason, and it could be a sobering experience. As we assess this rookie class, it's essential to remain hopeful while also being realistic about the challenges ahead. There's talent here, but the potential for setbacks looms large. What do you think, 49ers fans? Where are you watching from, and what's your take on these rookies? Let's keep the conversation going as we prepare for the next segment in our analysis of the San Francisco 49ers' future.
As the anticipation builds for the release of the 2026 NFL regular season schedule, fans of the San Francisco 49ers are brimming with excitement. The prospect of planning which games to attend is just around the corner. And who knows, they might just find themselves gearing up for a Thanksgiving game. The last time the 49ers graced the Thanksgiving stage was back in 2023 when they decisively defeated the Seattle Seahawks with a score of 31-13. Now, usually, there's a significant gap before the 49ers are brought back into the Thanksgiving fold. However, CBS Sports' John Breach believes we could see the Niners return to the Thanksgiving spotlight in 2026. He points out a compelling trend. Over the last decade, at least one playoff team from the previous season has featured in the PrimeTime Thanksgiving matchup. With that in mind, Breach speculates that we might see not just one, but potentially two playoff teams from 2025 in this coveted slot. He even suggests that the 49ers could be lining up against the Denver Broncos on Thanksgiving night, a tantalizing matchup given both teams' history and prowess. It's a matchup that makes sense on paper. Both franchises boast storied legacies and a massive fan base that would undoubtedly draw in viewers. However, I can't help but feel skeptical about the likelihood of the 49ers playing on Thanksgiving again so soon. After all, having them return to the holiday after just 3 years seems a bit hasty. Historically, the 49ers played on Thanksgiving in 2011 and again in 2014, suggesting that if the NFL has a pattern with them, they might be due for another appearance this year. Yet, the 49ers are already committed to a taxing schedule, including 2 international games, most notably a matchup against the Los Angeles Rams in Australia during Week 1. Given that, I believe the 49ers will push back against the notion of playing on Thanksgiving, considering the extensive travel and physical toll it would take on the team. But let's not forget, the NFL is a business, and they operate with a ruthless efficiency that often overlooks the logistical challenges faced by teams. The allure of a Thanksgiving night game featuring the 49ers is undeniable. Even if both teams are sitting with lackluster records at that point in the season, the draw of the matchup would still be significant. Imagine the ratings. A clash between two of the league's iconic franchises on a day where football reigns supreme. It's a ratings bonanza waiting to happen. However, I'm optimistic that the 49ers may catch a break and sidestep the Thanksgiving game this time around. Other teams with less grueling schedules would likely be better suited to face off on that day, allowing the 49ers the rest they deserve. As we continue to dissect these rumors and possibilities, it's essential for fans to engage. Where are you watching from? What do you think about the prospect of the 49ers playing on Thanksgiving again? Do you see them squaring off against the Broncos? Or do you think they'll dodge that bullet? Before we wrap up, make sure you're subscribed to stay updated on all things 49ers. We'll keep you informed on the latest news, analysis, and rumors surrounding our beloved team. Let's keep the conversation going. Drop your thoughts in the comments below.